Oh, look at that. A Pyro. And he has his flamethrower out. Shut your rocket at him as well. What's that? A heavy and a medic? There would be no way to kill them. Used your last rocket on that Pyro. Yeah, there's no way you're making it out of this. Well, what if I could remedy this little situation you're in? Give you something that would offer you a fighting chance? Something that would teach that Pyro and Heavy that you're not totally defenseless? Well, here it is. Now go get him. Steady.
We have secured the control point.
We won! Yay!
Now everyone knows that the shotgun is a really good weapon in TF2. It does good damage and is generally the best go-to stock weapon in the game. Although more common on classes like Engineer and Pyro and sometimes Heavy, most soldier players, at least from my experience, don't really equip the shotgun. Instead, they favor unlocks like the gunboats or any of the banners, as they should because these unlocks provide great buffs for them and their team. However, the minority of those soldier players, myself included, rarely use anything other than the shotgun for a secondary slot.
The fuck?
There is a good reason for that, and I will be explaining it in upcoming parts of this video. The shotgun is really good, one of the best stock weapons in the game, which is why most players that play the classes that can equip the shotgun, like Engineer and Pyro, do so. It's just so goddamn reliable. Now for Soldier, it's not going to be rare to see one equipped with a shotgun, but it's also not going to be common. As previously stated, most Soldier players would equip secondaries like the gunboats to move around more, or the banners to aid his team. Unlike me, who doesn't aid my team with banners, but instead selfishly equips the shotgun because I shoot all my rockets at once like a complete dumbass, and instead opts to clown around nowhere near my team. Anyways, let me get into the actual pros of the shotgun. As a soldier, you will be constantly using your rocket launcher. Therefore, you'll be running out of ammo a lot unless you have good ammo management skills, which I personally do not have. It is just a great backup weapon for when you're out of rockets. Not to mention, it's perfect for when somebody is trying to get away and your rockets won't reach them in time. Another example would be when you or another soldier are fighting and the enemy soldier expenses all of his rockets, he would have to wait 0.92 seconds to load up another rocket. But in reality, it's a tad bit longer considering there's a small little window of time in reloading the rocket launcher that would give you, the person with a shotgun, an advantage. Consider using the shotgun for more of a backup option if you're having trouble with either aiming, surviving, or like literally anything else. Because of how somewhat uncommon it is for a soldier to be using a shotgun unless the enemy Pyro is constantly harassing them, it would almost sometimes come as a surprise to the person or people that you're fighting against that you have a fully loaded 12 gauge firmly tucked in between your ass cheeks. I mean, they're not going to be paying attention to your feet to see if you have gunboats, and they can't really see your back that well to check for banners, so the shotgun is the perfect caught you off guard weapon for so many instances. These mostly occur when fighting Pyros, but it can also work on other classes as well. Other than that, try to use a shotgun in a way where whoever you're fighting wouldn't expect it.
Is that right? Well, aren't you a little BAM? Just kidding, partner. You know, sometimes in life you meet people who BAM! Ah, I got you again. Deuce, 2 times.
Now, I know that there's a shotgun for comboing specifically, but I'll talk about that later. Comboing with the shotgun is purely situational, you don't have to do it, but it is fun as hell. If you just suck at hitting air shots with the rocket launcher, like me, then you can be in for some cheeky kills. It's always going to be fun to stun lock the enemy in the air as you pull out your shotgun to finish them off. Okay, other shotguns. In case you don't know, Soldier has 3 shotguns in total, and each of them have different utilities, so let's get into them. Fucking what the fuck was that? Now, as much as it pains me to say this, but the panic attack is better than the shotgun. Well, at least for close range encounters. The panic attack dominates anyone close to you. It does more damage point blank and switches faster than stock, which is enough to 2-shot light classes if you're at max damage ramp up. For Soldier, try to get as close as you can to your enemy without putting yourself in too much danger to maximize damage output. I would also recommend using the panic attack if you don't mind losing out on effectiveness at medium range distances, and to deal with classes that have a lot of health. Okay, let me be honest. Stay with me here. Are you staying with me? Hello?
So I've noticed over my time playing TF2 that a person's hat choice.
Are you paying
can say a lot
attention
about
now?
them as a player.
Good.
This
I don't like this weapon. Now keep in mind that I don't hate this weapon, but it's definitely my least used shotgun. And there is a reason for that. The reserve shooter was designed around comboing, where you would launch your enemy in the air, pull it out, and then shoot them, which deals mini crits. Not a bad concept, it even has faster switch speed and does the same base damage as stock. But there is a downside that makes me not like this weapon. Minus 34% clip size isn't that bad considering you can still 2-shot light classes and, importantly, medics. But it will take you a full clip to kill classes with larger health pools like Soldier and Heavy. You literally cannot miss a shot with this thing, otherwise you're dead. The stock shotgun or panic attack offer better survivability than the reserve shooter. But if you want to use it, go ahead. But when it comes to using it in a one-on-one fight, just don't miss.
Oh, hey, Strange. What do you think of the reserve shooter? Don't do it now!
When I say counters, I mean as in what the shotgun soldier can generally counter. In this case, it's almost every class in the game, the keyword being almost, because there is still a chance for classes to completely fuck you over even with 6 extra shots in your secondary slot. I'm only going to be focused on a select few classes that are affected by a soldier using the shotgun. Now on this video, at this exact timestamp, I say the following quote.
Any kind of shotgun is absolutely amazing when fighting Pyros.
And that part of the video, I believe, still holds up to be true. Everyone in the TF2 community knows by now that a bit of 12 gauge to the Pyro stupid fucking gas mask is enough to completely shut him down. Like, what are they supposed to do? All they can do is either rush you or pull out their secondary because you completely remove the option for them to air blast. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't work on all Pyros, but a good portion of Pyros either run away or towards you with their secondary weapon, run away completely, or rush you with their flamethrower. My honest advice for dealing with these kinds of people is to threaten them with your shotgun and then pull out your rocket launcher and kill them, assuming they're still using their secondary. If they're not, then don't bother. Just try to kill them with your shotgun if you can. Boy, heavy. Well, in short, you're kind of fucked if you get in his line of sight at close to mid-range distances. With the shotgun, your chances of surviving a heavy encounter do increase like a tiny bit, but it's not guaranteed. Here's how you can try to counter a heavy. First of all, make sure that the heavy you're fighting isn't revved up when you first engage him. When you fire your rocket launcher, make sure the rockets are as close to the heavy as possible while trying not to damage yourself. This assures that you have a high damage ramp up on the rocket launcher, doing a total of around 90 to 112 damage total based off how close you are. If you manage to kill the heavy before pulling out your shotgun, then congrats. But let's say you didn't kill the heavy. That's when you pull out your shotgun That's when you pull out your shotgun and start strafing in front of him. By doing this, you're effectively reaching the max damage ramp up on your shotgun while throwing off his aim, but at the chance of him reaching his highest damage ramp up and railing you from the front. If you have done all of these steps correctly, you should have successfully killed the heavy. The panic attack is a good choice for dealing with heavies, as the max damage ramp up is higher than stock, but it's all up to preference and who you are fighting. Please keep in mind that this strategy will not always work and is kind of difficult to pull off successfully. Side note, if the heavy is overhealed, just give up. Short circuit entries are kind of annoying. Chances are you kill these guys way too many times and they're sick of your shit. So they equip this thing to counter you. Now the short circuit doesn't do that much damage, but what it mainly does is completely nullify any projectile going its way. Minus a few situations, this projectile nullification is somewhat of a big deal if you're only using a rocket launcher. However, you're watching a video on the stock shotgun for Soldier, so you already know what to equip. The shotgun assures the engineer that while he can nullify projectiles, he cannot nullify bullets. My only gripe with this weapon is that it acts like a flashbang in some sort of sense. Anyways, these guys are pretty easy to deal with. My advice would be to just use your rocket launcher on them until you see them pull out their short circuit. Not everything about using the shotgun is good. While it's a very good backup weapon, there are some instances where it's either not worth being equipped or it just fails you. Now, one of the problems that you might face when using the shotgun is just depending on your aim. One shot missed with a shotgun is enough for your enemy to bend you over and smack you in the perineum. This problem applies to me heavily because I just suck at aiming. The second problem is selfishness. Yeah, although it's not a major problem, it can still be an issue if your team is bad or has no support classes or support weapons. By equipping this, you're basically, not really, announcing to your team that you're looking after only yourself. However, almost nobody plays as a team in this game, so yeah. You may be thinking to yourself, why should I equip the shotgun? And the simple answer to that is that you don't have to. The shotgun is purely situational. It's more useful for close quarter maps like 2-4 or Gold Rush. And while not entirely bad on larger and more open maps like Upward, it still provides good damage up close and decent chip damage to finish off an enemy. And that is the real reason to use the shotgun. Actually, fuck what I just said. Use the shotgun because almost nobody expects it. Wanna know what everyone else expects? These! Fuck the gunboats and fuck the banners. What? There's a Pyro on the other team harassing you? Equip the shotgun. What? Your enemies keep getting away before you can kill them? Equip the shotgun. What? You keep missing air shots? Equip the shotgun. It has awesome damage, awesome utility, it's just a damn awesome weapon. The real reason to use the shotgun is to be unexpected and to punish others for thinking your only source of damage comes from your primary. That is why you should equip the shotgun for Soldier in TF2.
Uh-oh. This is actually really bad.